Guys, look at these.
We got some books.
Can you even see the bottom?
I think you have to be
Whoa,
about right there.
it's gonna fall.
Alright, you can take it down now.
We're doing a book haul today.
Yes, so this is our first book haul that we've ever done. So, you saw the stack of books. The vast majority of those belong to Kate.
Yeah.
I do have two more, and we'll talk about those really quickly. So one of them is...
Stephen King?
Yeah, one of them is
And
Stephen
Agatha Christie.
King, and one of them is an Agatha Christie. The Agatha Christie is The Murder on the Orient Express. It's a story that I do know. I watched the movie. Oh, I know the story. Yes, I've watched the movie, and I really loved the movie. So, but besides that, I've wanted to read Agatha Christie, and I can't speak. I wanted to read Agatha Christie, and this seemed like a good one for me to pick up first. So I did that. So the Stephen King that I bought is The Dead Zone. The Dead Zone, I read the description. I was looking for one that would be a good entry point to Stephen King. I doubt this is it, but I was looking at this one, and the synopsis intrigued me, so I felt like maybe I should try this one. I do apologize. I'm getting a cold. Don't worry, it's just a cold. So if my voice sounds a little bit off or my nose seems a little bit red or whatever, it's just I have a cold. But we want to persevere through this and get you a video on Thursday. Anyways.
First book in my book haul is Salt to the Sea by Rita Sepetys. This one was on my TBR a couple months ago, and I didn't have access to the actual book, so it was pushed off. It is a historical fiction, and this little blurb on the back says, "The forgotten tragedy that was 6 times deadlier than the Titanic." So, I'm really excited to read this. I love historical fiction. I think it follows a couple different characters. So, Salt to the Sea by Rita Sepetys. Next I have...
Just do it.
The Last Olympian, book 5 in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. This is a book series that I'm collecting, so I saw this at my local thrift store, and I decided to go ahead and grab it since I'm not to this book yet in the order, but I did grab this one.
She just stacked the books in a random pile, so who knows what's coming next.
This one is Haddocks by Margaret Peterson. I don't remember what made me decide.
What's the title? Among the Hidden is the title, the official title.
Oh, is Haddocks her last
is the
name?
series.
Among the Hidden. I don't know.
I don't know. Let me see.
Haddocks among the. I think that's
yeah,
her
so
name.
Her name is
Margaret
Peterson Haddocks.
I'm not sure what made me want to read this author, because I know it was the author that drew me to the book, but it sounded really interesting, and I don't know, it's a really simple read. I think it's for a younger audience, which, you know, I love books like that, so that's good. Now, oh, I was so excited. This is the first book that came in the mail, The Brethren Rise by C.D. Holland. This is written by someone I know of. It's a self-published book, and I'm really excited. It's heavy. It's weirdly heavy.
I don't need to hold it. I've held it before.
But it takes place in the year 1336, or somewhere around that time. So it is a historical. I want to say it's fantasy still, like
probably
like
is.
Low fantasy maybe, but set in the past. Anyhow, I've heard of
on the front is Stonehenge, so.
Interesting things.
Already.
Yeah, I know. It's called The Brethren Rise, part of the Dream of Hope series by C.D. Holland. So I'm really excited to read this.
If you've been watching the channel, you know that we've been reading through the Hunger Games series again. And this was mainly for so that we could get to The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is one that I bought because we both wanted to read it and wanted to review it. So I have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which I can't say today, but I think this follows, I know it follows President Snow before he becomes President Snow, and I don't know that much about it other than that, so I'm excited to read it, and I hope that it turns out to be good. I've heard mixed reviews of it.
The next book I have is Fail State by John Ott, or John Oddie. It's John Ott. So the author of this book, John Ott, was supposed to speak at a writing conference that I was planning on attending this past summer, or this past June, so June 2020, and then it was canceled. So I didn't end up going, but that's how I heard of the author, and I wanted to try his book. It's a pretty thick book, actually, and it sounds really, really interesting. It's about a superhero. So.
Yeah.
And then we have The Time Quartet, which we've reviewed A Wrinkle in Time, and there's 3 more books in the Wrinkle of Time series. We wanted to read them, and I saw this at my thrift store, my local thrift store, so I grabbed it. I'm really excited. We have all of it in one condensed book.
Kind of like
cool.
our Giver.
Yeah, we'll see if this one hits. I don't think it can parallel the Giver.
I don't know, but it'll probably be different enough that it doesn't need to.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Anyways, there's a Giver reference.
Yeah, Giver reference. Jurassic Park by, I don't even know who wrote this, Michael Crichton. I am reading Jurassic Park 2. Well, not reading it, haven't started it, but this is another book that I ordered. I'm really excited. I've watched one Jurassic Park film. Was it Jurassic World even?
No, it's Jurassic Park.
I think I watched the first one once. I don't remember which one it was, but I'm excited to read the book because I've heard some really good things about it. Do you want to do one?
Yeah. So, at the local thrift store, Kate found The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan. This is book 3 in the Wheel of Time series. I already own book 1. I don't have book 2. And I'm planning on reading this series as soon as I finish Stormlight, I think. Maybe not, because I'll probably be doing a Lord of the Rings reread. But I'm planning on reading it pretty soon here. And so now I have book 3. I just need book 2 and the rest of the books in the 14-book series.
There was so many good books at the local thrift store. I ordered a couple of these, but then I found a huge stack at the thrift store, which is kind of unusual. Next I have the Dasadi, I think that's how I like to say it. The Dasadi Experiment by Frank Herbert. If you remember, in my reading vlogs, I was trying to read Dune by Frank Herbert. I wanted to try sci-fi, and I was never able to get through Dune because the audiobook wasn't, I don't know, for whatever reason I couldn't get through Dune. I determined that I needed a hard copy of the book so I could work through it just a little bit at a time whenever I felt like it, type of thing. And this isn't Dune. It's written by the same author. It is a sci-fi. I've wanted to read sci-fi, so I'm going to try and do the same thing. I don't know anything about it. I saw the author title and grabbed it. So it does sound interesting. I read the synopsis before I purchased it, so I did put a little bit of effort into it before just spending my money willy-nilly. Next I have The Titan's Curse, which is the book 3 in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. So I have book 5, and now book 3. I have 1, 2, 3, and 5.
Yeah, so you need 4.
So I need 4. Okay, so I'm only missing 1.
Which one's 4?
This is the one that I will be trying to read in this month of...
You have 4.
It's on my...
4 is Labyrinth.
Okay. This is the book that I'm on, actually. I'm supposed to be reading this in my TBR for this month, so I'm glad that I was able to get it. So, this is Between Shades of Grey by Rita Sepetys. It is a historical fiction. It's written by the same author as Salt to the Sea, if you remember. That was also Rita Sepetys. I saw the author name, so I grabbed it. It seemed really interesting from the back. It takes place in Lithuania in 1941, so during World War II. And I know Lithuania was really affected very, very greatly during World War II, and I'm excited to read this. I really do love historical fiction. I love World War II historical fiction specifically, so excited about that.
So the last one that I was able to obtain is Foundation by Isaac Asimov. This is the first book in the Foundation trilogy or series, or however that works, I don't know. So really what got me interested in it was Apple TV or Apple Plus or whatever it was just released a trailer for their TV show adaptation of this series, and the trailer looked really interesting, and I've heard amazing things from other booktubers about this series, so I was like, well, maybe I'll give it a try. It is sci-fi, which I know I've never had the best luck with, but I'm willing to give it a try, and I'm really hopeful that it'll be really good.
The last book on our book haul, and it's so sad when we come to the end because this was probably the funnest video to prepare for ever, because it just meant getting these books in the mail or at the store, is Eragon by Christopher Paolini. One boy, one dragon, one world of adventure. Oh, a world of adventure. One ring to rule them all.
One ring to find them.
One ring to bring them all.
And in the darkness, bind them.
This is a book series that I've heard really good things about for a while. The author's kind of known for writing this when he was 17, although he didn't get it published until much later, or
not much later, but
several years later.
Yeah.
He got it published, he self-published, and then he got it published through a better publisher, etc. Anyhow, so it is about dragons, and I'm excited. I don't know much about the actual stories, but I think I'll like it. It's a really fun cover, isn't it? So, that was that's it for our book haul. I mean, look at this, guys. This is a pretty
substantial.
I was going for something like hefty. Yeah, this
Pretty
is our
substantially hefty
book. You can put that in the thumbnail. Hefty book haul.
Hefty.
Hefty. It's like the trash can bag, garbage bag commercial. Hefty.
Anyway, she's gonna knock them all over and bend all the pages, but that's all the books that we got. If you enjoyed the video, please like and comment down below if you got any books this week, or this, I guess this has been 2 weeks in the making.
And let us know if any of these books are some of your favorites to read.
We're super excited to finally get to read all of these books that some of them have been on our
TBR.
distant TBRs for a long time, and some of them are fairly new.
I'm super excited to try all the new authors. I haven't read a lot of these. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. And check out our Instagram. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay warm.